Now to think about it, now I would look at the Queen's picture or the $20 bill, I would see some similarities. Yeah, like my facial, a little the face of my skull maybe would look like hers a bit. I'm not tall, right? It could be hereditary traits, right? Obviously I'm more manly, than Queen Elizabeth. But yeah, I could see some slight resemblance. I now that you mention her, I would look a lot more like Amy. Now that you tell me she's my mother, uh, yeah, I would notice some similar facial patterns. Now that you say it, they didn't want to tell me who was my grandfather. On Amy's side, uh, you know. Obviously, the seed that was used was Justin Trudeau's seed. So my grandfather would be, dictator of Cuba. Basically, But what I respect of Justin, he did not, he treated Pierre Elliott Trudeau as his father. He didn't necessarily care. He still thinks of Pierre as his father. So that's one thing I do respect out of him. Because Pierre did raise him. And it's about who is there for you and raises you. And treats you right, not necessarily about DNA. So that's one thing I do respect out of him. And I know Justin, values his kids. He does value his kids, and honestly, I would tell Justin Trudeau anyways to take a break, spend time with your family. You've done enough. You've been a long time in service of Canada. It's about time you retire, and you've done a good job. Basically, take time to spend with your family. Retire. I'm sort of glad he is stepping down, not for myself, but for himself and his family. Deep down. Uh, so yeah, I guess I'm apparently royalty. It's kind of odd because I don't feel like I'm a king. I feel I'm more down to earth. I guess. I don't like to be put on a pedestal. You know. I don't like to be in power. Period. I don't like to be above everybody. No matter what. I like to keep everybody on the same level. No matter what you do in your life, I treat everybody the same. And that may just be personal experiences that brought me to be like this. Life has made me a humble person. Yeah. Somehow. You know. And so forth. Yeah, Lansbury Chev. Yeah, they screwed me over. They found proof that Lansbury was possibly guilty of some crime. For example, found other things. I don't want to compromise any detail, but there's evidence that the Yakuza are in Canada in some shape, way, or form. Whether or not it goes deep, we're not sure. We're taking a look at it. Because it could be smuggling weapons in the country or doing drugs. Smuggling drugs. They could be, guilty of child porn distribution, stuff like that. In the country. We're not sure yet. We're taking a look at things. I don't want to compromise investigation at all. But we know. I witnessed a few things from the Yakuza. I know they're somewhat in the country. So we're like I said, we're doing our due diligence, just checking into it. How deep does it go? We're not sure. Tiger's here, playing with something. Tiger's very vocal. She meows and talks a lot. Hey, girl. And I love Tiger. She slept with me almost all night. She came by and slept on to my right side. Most of the night. She normally sleeps at the foot of my bed. Tiger is very psychic. I know. She's a strange cat. She has very odd behaviors. Like scratching at the wall to fill in her cat litter for some reason. That's an odd behavior for a cat. Why would she do that? And she keeps doing it. Even if I keep telling her to stop. Like climbing on a table to drink out of my cup instead of drinking in her bowl. I keep a fresh bowl of water for her, but she would rather drink out of my cup. She doesn't usually drink out of her bowl. From time to time I've seen her go to her bowl, but like I have a cup of water on my table, she'll jump right on the table and go take a sip out of it. She has strange behaviors like that. Yeah, an odd cat. She has more than one thumb. Yeah, mutation. Genetic mutation. So, my wife said someone left me a peace offering with Tiger. All I can say. She said all you need to know is it's a peace offering from someone above. So I don't know what she means. Could Tiger be artificially inseminated by an alien race, for example? Maybe. Who knows? Tiger's so odd. So smart. For one, to learn human behavior and learn human speech. She doesn't talk a lot, but we have recorded. We know she's capable of human speech. Yeah. Not only by telepathy, but by her vocal cords. How is it even possible? Oh, I just want a good fuck. When she was in the, DTF2 heard it too. Over the mic. I have witnesses. So and she said other things too. Like my daddy, gives me two food bowls. Why do I even scratch to put dirt on my food? Daddy, he likes to feed me. Why does daddy lack food? Basically, that's what she said in French. Why does my daddy don't have food? She literally said that, and GTF2 has heard it. They have heard her say that very same thing. I was in the bedroom, sleeping that morning, and I heard it myself. I heard Tiger in the kitchen, scratching at her bowl, and all of a sudden she talked. Why does my daddy give me two food bowls, and why does my daddy not have food? You know what I mean? So my cat's sweet. Tiger has very odd behaviors for a cat. Very smart. Could be genetic. It could be just me treating her right or showing love. Could be just that. But a cat that learned human behavior and learned human speech. My cat tries to open the door. She'll climb on the chair and try to open the door to go outside. And stuff. She does not know how to unlock the door. You know what I mean? So I have to keep my door locked for sure. But she's trying to use the doorknob. And I don't want her to go outside. I don't want to lose her. I don't want her to get hit by a car. I don't want her to never come back. For example. I don't want her to get lost. Or get pregnant. I don't want her to get pregnant by another cat. Not yet. Maybe one day. I would maybe let her. Everybody told me you should have her operated. No. I would love her to have a few kittens one day. When we have a house. I would love for her to have a few kittens. To give away to people. Because she is so smart and special and very unique. I would like for other people to be able to have a kitten from her, and stuff. So we would have to find a male cat down the road, but it's not 100% guarantee, I will have a lot of things on my plate, yeah, and stuff, so, I don't know, I don't think 100% that we'll let her have kittens, but, I think it's cruel to do those operations on an animal. Depriving them of their ability to mate is, I think, personally cruel. It's up for debate. It is up for debate. Like I said, well, she's suffering when she's in heat. She's suffering. But I don't want her to lose that ability. I would think it's cruel. So I think I'm gonna make a pot of coffee in a few minutes and have another bite. I'm still hungry. I played a few Call of Duty games this morning, won my matches, so that's good. I noticed there's a lot of things that's been added to the game since I my original account. That I complicated. I don't seem to understand. A lot of like prizes and different prize systems that were added. It's kind of complicated. I'm not too sure. Activision. You should put Canadian weaponry in your game. Just saying. You have a lot of American weapons, some fake weapons, some like the FAMAS from France. I would love since Canadians work so good with the U.S. Navy. It would be interesting to see more Canadian stuff in the game. Maybe like the C8. I would love to use a C8 in the game. But then again, it's just a variant of the M16. That's the thing. It is technically a modified M16 made by Colt Canada. But still, it would be kind of honoring for Canadian citizens, playing the game to, be able to use Canadian stuff, So, just saying, no doubt some of our stuff is a little confidential. It was discussed, me possibly wearing uniform and having a sidearm, since I'm working for the military, when I'm at the base or wherever I will be. It was discussed. The personal sidearm for Canadian Forces is a C-22, and I'm surprised the clip actually holds 17 bullets of 19 millimeter rounds, parabellum. Means they're penetrating. They penetrate armor. Yeah, parabellum bullets penetrate armor. Means a handgun can penetrate a body armor. Yeah. So I would possibly be having a sidearm just in case for my family's protection if I'm not at the base down the road if we choose somehow. But I think we'll be safe at the base. It's not a problem. But while I'm at the base, I might have to either wear scientist uniform or officer uniform, which is normal, and would be the same for all my family. My kids my boys will be starting to be trained and considered like cadets. They will all my kids will go through the forces aptitude test. Because it's not like they went to school, in the living, right? So we need to determine how smart they are, right? And I told them, just do the test just to see out of curiosity, and my boys will be considered, within GTF2, especially for Luke, Luke has something very special to do, and me stopping him from doing it would be totally wrong, So it's up to Luke to tell us, when the time is right, where is his wife, where is the girl he wants to marry, where is she and how much danger she is, and I'm a little worried, for that girl, is she in a bad spot right now, and stuff, but it is what it is, my kids will all be, useful, so there. Well, I'm gonna end the video and make some coffee and more toast, and I wish my viewers a good day. Thanks for viewing my content. I know Ricky Berwick has mentioned he's seen a few of my videos and stuff. So I'm quite honored. Ricky is very popular, and I'm quite honored.